we've hardly done any filming this week. So, I mean, I say this week, you know, it is only Tuesday, but it's really weird at the minute because I don't feel like what is the beginning of the week and what's the end of the week, because the whole routine is completely different to what I'm used to. So obviously school, we'd be on holiday now and there'd be time to, you know, clean the house and do the things that you haven't been able to do because term time was so hectic, even though you're only 2 days a week. But obviously, everything we've been doing, it sounds really pitiful to be moaning when for the last year, I've only worked 2 days teaching per week, and that's it, you know, and now we're on the 6-week holidays. But for the last term, we've been getting this shop ready, and that's been manic, and obviously teaching as well. So that's kind of been like full-time work really. And then now it's, okay, now you've got to establish this routine around the shop, and we've decided to change our opening hours. So we've decided to open on a Tuesday and Wednesday instead of Monday and Tuesday. We opened yesterday, today's Tuesday, yesterday was Monday, we opened. And it was a nice day. It was the lowest day financially, but it was a really nice day because, again, you had chance to do things like craft. But in doing that, it's making me realise how much time we need to craft in order to get enough stuff on the shelves. And at the minute, you know, if I'm honest, the crafting side of things, that stuff is kind of going very, very slowly. Like, I think we've sold 4 pieces of my crafted items, that's all. And there is enough because the whole shop isn't meant to be filled with crafting items. So we've only got the fence here, just one bit of the fence. I'll show you in a minute. In terms of candles, we are now approaching candle season. And I've got a feeling that those candles are going to really go this year, because last year it was the wax melts because they were new. The wax melts, word of mouth was mad last year. And this year, I've got a feeling that both things are going to really sell because they are fantastic. I know there are products, but they are fantastic smells. Everybody who's come into the shop, who's bought them, have come in and now are praising them all. And that's what we got last year. So clearly those products are well received. And now we're here in a shop and we've got people coming in. Already the candles have been going. I didn't think we'd sell as many candles as we have done in just this last week and a bit. Simply because we're still not quite in candle season, but obviously, people are thinking ahead of time. So somebody bought 4 the other day, 1 in a box and 3 out of a box. So the 3 that were out of a box, I'm guessing, were for themselves. And the 1 in the box was probably a gift. We've decided to do them like that this year because we can. Because we're here in person, we're selling in person. Rob has been on the Halloween melts this week, but he's only been on packaging. We haven't made the melts yet. I've done the artwork, that needs to be scanned. The packaging is now done, so he's got the boxes ready. He's only done the first 20 boxes. They are going to be a limited edition box set, but we don't know how many limited edition will sell in a shop. Last year, we only sold 20, and we did them after we'd done the Christmas box as a kind of, oh, well, people seem to want the wax melt, so we're not going to make any more of the Christmas, but well, let's do these for Halloween. And they sold out in no time. So obviously this year I was thinking 40 boxes of the wax melt, of the Halloween wax melts. And they are nearly here now, so that's okay. We can then get ahead with the Christmas. So I've got to create the Christmas artwork. But then, do you know what? I'm going to stop with the artwork. Before we came down, we were having the conversation about how we best spend our time when we're in the shop. Because yesterday was lovely. I was able to finish 6 pieces of craft items, paint another coat onto a little table, as well as faff about doing other things and till people out. So it was a quite nice day. Rob did exactly the same, but with the boxes of the wax melt. So he's now creating 20 boxes ready for the, I suppose you'd call it the launch of the, you know, Halloween box set. So marketing wise, I'm going to be on that now. It's honestly, it's like, wow, hang on a minute. I've got to get my head into this new game that I'm playing, because the old game, although that's lingering, the old game is still there. We've now got to adopt this new way of working, this new week. So from next week, our hours are changing, as I've just mentioned. We're going to do Tuesday and Wednesday in the shop. Thursday will still be off because obviously we can't work on Thursdays while I'm still working. Rob could come in the shop, but I don't think he wants to. I think he'll probably come in, but he'll use that day to get ahead with something. So hopefully he will do that. There's nothing I can do on a Thursday. And then Friday and Saturday in the shop, but the longer hours. So we're thinking that from next week. We've now realised that we've got to shut the shop in October for just 2 days. So Rob has got a gig in Germany. He's got one coming up in, he's got one this week, which is Rebellion Punk Festival. His band Wolfbite's Boy are playing there. That's not going to affect the shop at all, because he's going on the Wednesday night, playing on the Thursday, coming back Thursday night. So that is fine. We can still open on Friday. He then has got a gig on the 6th of September, which is a Saturday, and it's quite far away. So that's tricky. So I've asked my sister if she'll come in the shop with me, so we should be able to stay open on that day. I might be doing a bit of time on my own that day, but she'll be down, so that'll be okay. I don't think I'll get much done that day because I can't expect Eve to till people out unless she feels she wants to. And then in October, the Germany gig is the 24th and the 25th of October. Yeah, October. So he's going to fly out on the 24th. I think the gig is the 25th and they come back the 26th. So it's the Friday and the Saturday. So the 24th, 25th, we will have to close on those 2 days so that he can go and play. And then he'll come back on the Sunday. So obviously Sunday and Monday, we wouldn't open anyway. We'll reopen on the Tuesday. So that should be okay. Maybe the Monday we can do again, like get in front with things. So it's honestly, it's mad. I've got now a big French chic order to make because the French chic paint it's not going how I imagine it will eventually, because I think once people know that we are stockies for French chic, I think that will take off. And I think that will probably be a spring summer thing as people start thinking about, you know, painting their homes, painting their doors, painting outside furniture, sheds and what have you. I think that will be the spring summer thing, and the candles will be the autumn winter thing. That's my prediction anyway. And everything else in between, I think the drinks are probably going to be more a summer thing. I can't see them going that much during autumn winter because they're kind of summery. They feel summery. They're traditional flavours. They're bottles, you know, they look summery. So I don't think there'll be a big seller during the autumn winter. The tea may be, because obviously it's a warm drink. So I think the teas might pick up in winter time. As for anything else, I haven't got a clue. So artwork-wise, we've actually only sold one piece of artwork, and somebody else has expressed an interest in one that's sitting on this table. She's coming in. I think she's buying it for a friend. So I don't feel pressure in creating artwork because there's enough on the walls to make the place look pretty. If it sells, it sells. If it doesn't, it doesn't, and that's fine. And that's how I feel about the crafting. I just want to get a few pieces done that I've started already. And yeah, some of them have got pumpkins on. So I've ordered a few bits with pumpkins on to try and get into the, you know, the autumny kind of Halloweeny feel. But it's kind of what else will go. So I've created some plaques with pumpkins on. They're really quite nice. I like them. So hopefully they'll do quite well. They'll go onto the fence in a sec. I think I'll change some out. So the fence itself is basically the barrier between where I'm working now and the shop. And the fence is where I hang the craft stuff. And I only want that area to be craft stuff. So I don't want masses and masses of stock. I just want enough to have the fence full and a basket of some ready to go if people buy. So when somebody buys, as people have bought, I've literally taken one and hung it back on. So I don't need a massive stock of that stuff, which will free me up. Furniture wise, I've painted one small table. I'll show you that in a minute. It is part of a nest of tables. So I either continue with the nest in the same style, so that if nobody wants to buy the little table, then eventually when they're all done, they can sit together, or I put that out and bring the nest in. So that looks like it's one piece, because it could, I mean, it's a cute little table that could go at the side of something, or, you know, have a plant on or something like that. It's quite a nice little table on its own. So yeah, it's kind of, at the minute, I've just written a to-do list of things, people I've got to email. I've got to email Friend Chic to let them know we're changing our opening hours and we're closing in October for 2 days. I need to phone the accountant to make sure, we've got a meeting with him on Wednesday, and we've also got a dog grooming appointment. He'll be here in a second. You know when you have one of them days where you don't really know what you're doing or what the day's going to look like? Like sometimes you get up and you set these intentions to do this and do that and do the other, and sometimes you don't. Today is one of those you don't days. So yesterday I actually was really intentional, and I came into the shop. It was Friday, today's Saturday, and I set the intention to not craft. So I knew I'd got one thing left to do that is now on the fence down here. And all I'd got to do was put some gilding wax around the edge of that. That's it. And I did that, and I left the rest of the day to chance, in the sense that I needed to. It wasn't that I really wanted to. It's just, I let the day find me. So instead of saying, I'm doing this, 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 and this, I let the day unfold in the way it was meant to. And do you know what? I had a really good day. It was really nice. So Rob ended up crafting for the first time. Back here, I'll show you what he did. So this is what Rob did yesterday. I mean, these pictures won't be in them. A friend had asked him to take 3 gold frames and turn them into something that would fit into her newly decorated bathroom. And it's a lovely bathroom, really, really lovely. And these were just some frames that her son had picked up from a local shop, and they were really bright gold. So yesterday was his first attempt at, well, when I say first attempt, obviously he's done this before, but in the shop, he hasn't been creative. He hasn't used his spot. So there is his spot. And it's still waiting for him to find it and use it. Whereas my spot feels established now, because even though I haven't created tons of stuff in the shop, I'm already comfortable where I am. I'm beginning to realise where things are, so I can put my hand to things, which is how I need it to be. I'm not one of these order in chaos type people. I suppose in a sense, there are times where my own chaos might appear as chaos to other people and I'm ordered, but no, for me, I have to have everything in its place. That's how it works. And so it was lovely to see Rob finally getting into that craft element. He wore his pinny, his Frenchy pinny, and he got it dirty. A pinny isn't a pinny, is it, until you've got paint on it. Like, I got paint on my look already. That was very intentional. But yes, he did these, and I think that now has set him off thinking, right, this is it. This is what I'm meant to be doing. Yesterday for me, it was a lovely day. I had the freedom to tell people out, to talk to people about the paint, to talk to people about our wax melt smells, because down here, what you can see here is our last year's Christmas smells. And we had 12 of them. The 12 Enchanted Scents of Christmas was our limited edition box set. I say limited edition, it was meant to be a series of 20 boxes, and we made 60. And I couldn't bear to make another one because they were quite long-winded to make. We laminated gold on them. We wrapped every single wax melt, every disc that we create, we wrapped it individually as its own scent. It was far too long-winded. So this year we are doing 6 fragrances, 12 melts, but 6 fragrances in the same size box. And we're trying to establish basically the top 6 smells. So we've put them on the counter. Some people who've come in bought them last year because they're people from school that bought them word of mouth last year. They weren't available on a website because we didn't have a website last year. And a few people have come in and spent the time just having a little smell of them and writing down their top 6 fragrances. So we're going to keep that going for the next couple of weeks while we roll out our Halloween, which is already established. We know that box set. So that box set will come out in the next couple of weeks. The artwork is done, the boxes are done, the first 20 anyway. We're thinking maybe 40 boxes of those. We only sold 20 of those last year. And once they are out and rolling, we can start prepping them for Christmas. We have actually got a candle on the go, which is a cedar and something smelling candle. Rob's done it. He's testing it at the moment. And everything does seem fine. So yeah, we're trialing a candle this size. And this one is cedar. I know you can't smell it, but if we had smell-o-vision. So really, the cold throw is lovely. It's kind of, it's a soft smell, but it's a very woody smell. It's cedar, and there's another fragrance in there, and it smells like burning fire. It smells like wood that is burning. And it'll be the first candle we do in this size if it works. So it is working. So at the minute, the wick that's in it is working. And if you don't know, when you create candles, there is a lot of testing that takes place. You need to test the size of the vessel, the type of the wax, the fragrance that you're putting in, obviously the amount of fragrance, and the wick. So all those things need to work in unison to create the best kind of candle. Because if you get one of those things wrong, you're not going to have the best burning candle with the best scent. So it doesn't matter whether the wax is the best wax you can buy. If that doesn't work alongside the size wick that you've got and the fragrance and the jar, you're not going to get it. So candles are a little bit time consuming because you do have to test them. And this is Rob's remit. This is not something I do. He just loved creating the candles in the beginning. The wax melts I took over, so they are very easy to make. Wax melts are so easy to make. But obviously from our point of view, the time and effort goes into the packaging because we make all our own packaging. We wrap everything ourselves. It's, a lot of candle companies do out there, don't they? They spend the time making candles that are worth burning and wax melts because they are handcrafted. They are lovingly made. So yeah, that's on the go. That would be an autumn candle, which we've never done before. So if we can get that one going, we'll run that alongside our Halloween. So we'll do Halloween, but we'll have an autumn box set of melts, which I'm guessing this is his plan. This scent will be amongst that box set. So we will have an autumn box set with smells like pumpkin spice, cedar, and something else. So I think he's ordered 3 autumny smells for the wax melts. Again, that will be limited, but limited by season rather than by how many. Halloween will be 20 or 40 if we think we can sell them. Last year's were 20. This year, maybe we'll sell more than that because we're in the shop. So he's made 20 anyway. There's 20 boxes ready. We've got to make the wax melts. They can then go out. I personally think that they should go out first because I think people start to feel autumn vibes before we actually hit Halloween, because obviously the minute you hit September, it feels like you're moving into, certainly the latter end of September, you're moving into that sort of autumny time, aren't you? People are changing their decor, and I mean, people have already started buying the pumpkins. So yeah, it's watch this space because I've got a feeling that autumn will hit before we know it.